Hey there, it's Tank Girl, and I have here a Motorola CLIQ. This is a T-Mobile device that runs Android, and it came out a while ago. I actually played with it on launch at Mobilize 09, which was, I think, back in September. And here we are in January 2010. It took me a while to get this unit for some reason. This is, as you can see from the box, it's a little beat up. So it's been reviewed before. My T-Mobile contact got me a bunch of other phones before this one that are actually newer than this one. But as you know, I've played with and touched almost every single Android phone available in the US. So I wanted to get my hands on this one just for thoroughness. The only US Android device I haven't touched with yet is the Samsung Moment on Sprint. So I bought a G1 when it came out. I got a MyTouch 3G, the Google developer version called the Google Ion when it came out. And I got a Hero, the Sprint one, a couple of months ago. And then I got, I was supposed to get this, but then instead I got a Samsung Behold 2, which is the other T-Mobile Android device. And then I got a Motorola Droid, which I still have. And I'm going to pull it out here so you can compare sizes. So there's the Droid. And of course, more recently, I just a few days ago, I got a Nexus 1. So, as I said, the only one missing out of the equation here is the Samsung Moment. So, I wanted to play with a CLIQ just for completeness, and here it is. Sorry for the long intro, but I wanted to give you a bit of a back idea as to why I still care after all these weeks and months. So this was Motorola's kind of first comeback device. We didn't know about the Droid when this was announced, and it was like, oh my god, Motorola's making an Android phone. And when I played with it at Mobilize, I was suitably impressed. The slider feels really awesome. You have a QWERTY keyboard. It's a little thick, right? I mean, compared to the Nexus 1 or the Droid. But remember, this came out before the Droid. So here's a micro USB charge port. Here your volume rocker. And what's nice, it has a physical sliding lock switch, just like the iPhone and like the Palm Pre, which I really, really like. Standard headphone jack. This is, I have no idea what this is, probably the power switch. And this here is, yeah, it's a power switch. It just woke up in my hands. So, and then here is the double detent camera button, which is really awesome. And the front you have the menu key, the home key, and the back button, which are standard Android buttons. And then here you have a bunch of extra buttons down here. You have the search key, that's also an Android key, and the back key is repeated. And of course you have the D-pad, which you need for text selection, etc. So there's another thing that's unusual. Before I continue, there's a 5 megapixel camera autofocus, no flash on this phone. So another thing that's unique about this, you can see it pulsating here, is that this is a blur device. So what's blur? Well, it's a custom UI on top of Android, just like Sense is a custom UI on top of the HTC Hero, and how Samsung uses what's it called? TouchWiz as a custom UI on top of Android. So, you know, I don't like Android fragmentation. I always complain that the phones should not have custom UIs, that Android should be an experience in its own right, just like the iPhone. All iPhones feel the same way. And that's why I like these two guys a lot, the Motorola Droid and the Nexus 1, and I like the G1 and the MyTouch 3G because they're standard Android, and in this case these are 2.0 as well, 2.1. They're not like customized skins. This is running Android 1.5, I think, so it's a little on the old side now. But anyway, I'm not going to go through the setup. I haven't played with this obviously yet, but as you can see, it's a nice little phone, and you can get it at a pretty decent price, especially with T-Mobile, since they have contract-free unlimited plans that are very accessible. So if you can't afford a Nexus 1 or you don't want to go that route, you need something maybe a little simpler, this is not a bad way to go. But I just wish that they were going to upgrade it to 2.0. You know, it's amazing that this phone is, what, 3-4 months old. And it's completely been obliterated by these two, you know, as far as software and hardware goes. But when it came out, we were all pretty impressed because we were like, wow, a phone from Motorola that doesn't suck. And then, of course, they blew us all away with the Droid. So anyway, let's see what else is in the box, shall we? So this is a bit of a beat-up box, but I think everything's in there. We've got a USB data cable. This is micro USB, standard stuff these days. We have a headset, again, standard 4-prong 3.5 millimeter. There's probably some sort of microphone inline in here. And then we have a charger, which is a USB charger, so you use the data cable to charge. And then, finally, there is a little user guide, start guide, and a bunch of paperwork, safety regulatory stuff, and the usual little recycling bag that T-Mobile puts in their boxes so that you can put your old phone in there and send it in for recycling. I would suggest you sell it on Craigslist or on eBay, but, you know, some people don't have time for that. So, you know, that's really what we're looking at here. We have just the manuals, the charger, the cable, the headset, and the phone itself. And it comes with a Microsd card. Let me show you the battery cover. So there's a Microsd card, so 2 gig I think, and then there's a SIM card in here and the battery. It's interesting, there's a little thing you pull for the battery. And I probably just turned it off. That's fine. I haven't really set it up yet. And then what's interesting is, I don't know if you can see it very well in this video. Let me see if I can show you. This plastic cover here, you peel it off and then you can pull the card out. And same with the SIM card. There's this little plastic barrier right where my thumbnail is right now that you just kind of lift off, and then you can slide the SIM card out towards the battery. Of course, you have to take the battery out first. So it's a very unusual design for loading these two cards in there. And so here's the camera. And just giving you a bit of a better tour here. Power button. Camera button. Dedicated camera buttons. I want to say this is one of the things I love about phones. And I'm kind of disappointed. Like the Nexus One doesn't have a dedicated camera button. And it really needs it. And I just wish all phones had one. Here's the USB port and volume buttons. The lock key and headphone jack. And here's the front and keys, and so there you go, there you have it. I'll play with this a bit, and you know, obviously it's not gonna blow me away these days. I mean, we're 4 months into it, but I want to get a feel. I haven't really played with blur, and I want to know if I like it or not. I probably won't, because I don't like, as I said, I don't like Android fragmentation very much, but we'll see. I'll keep you posted. Check my blog, and I'll have an unboxing, well, pictures of the phone anyway, because it's been unboxed by someone else already, obviously. And I'll have a camera review and possibly a bit more if I get around to it. So definitely want to know what blur is about, so this is a good opportunity. I'm Tankgirl. My blog is tankgirlmobile, tnkjrl.wordpress.com. Check it out, and I hope you enjoy. Cheers.